Section 11.3 Energy from the Sun. On a sunny day, Bhumi and Surya are helping Aji dry chilies in the sun. Aji says, "We use the heat from the sun to dry it. We can use dried chilies when fresh ones are not available. I will give you some to take home. Do you know that sun is the main source of energy on earth? All plants and animals are dependent on it. We use heat and light from the sun for various purposes. What are some of the activities for which we need heat and light? Bhumi draws some pictures to show the uses of heat and light from the sun. Draw the pictures and write their descriptions in the space provided. One afternoon, Bhumi and Surya pass by the field near Aji's house, where they see a cow grazing the grass. They talk about the sun being the main source of energy. Read the conversation carefully and answer. Bhumi says, "Look at this cow. It is grazing grass and getting energy from it." "No, I think this cow is getting energy from the sun," says Surya. Bhumi then says, "The cow is standing in the sun, but it does not mean that it is getting energy from the sun." Surya then says, "The cow is eating grass. Grass leaves need sunlight to grow, so the main source of energy is the sun. This way, the cow gets energy from the sun." According to you, whose statement is correct and why? Sunlight helps plants prepare food. The sun also provides all living beings on earth with heat and light. It is their main source of energy. Do you know? In many households in India, water is offered to the sun early in the morning as an expression of gratitude to the sun. Have you seen solar panels on rooftops, on top of street lights or traffic signals? The solar panels capture the sun's energy and produce electricity. Energy from the sun can also be used directly for cooking in a solar cooker or for heating water in a solar water heater. One cannot imagine life on Earth without the sun. The sun is the main source of energy on Earth. Plants get energy from sun and produce food. Animals eat plants and grow. We get food from both plants and animals. This cycle on Earth is possible due to the sun. So we are all dependent on the sun as the main source of energy. Where do we find a large variety of plants or animals? Let us explore. What will happen if the sun is not visible for a few days? 1. We may have to depend on artificial lighting during the day also. Fill in the points 2 and 3. Section 11.4 Forests. One morning, Aji takes Bhumi and Surya for a walk in the forest. They find a variety of herbs, shrubs, and trees in the forest. Aji explains, forests are large areas with dense growth of various types of plants. On the way, they collect some nilkai, a Kannada term for Indian gooseberries that have fallen on the ground. Aji tells them, we have a tradition in the village not to pluck fruits from the trees. They are left for animals and birds to eat. Discuss with your friends and make a list of at least 5 products that we get from forests. Forests are a natural home for many wild animals, including birds and insects. Forests provide food and shelter to them. In nature, every animal depends on other life forms for survival. The diversity of life forms ensures food for every living being. However, over the years, the forest cover has been decreasing, mainly due to human activities like large-scale cutting of trees. It takes many years to grow a new forest or to restore lost forests. Therefore, we must preserve and use forests responsibly so that they get enough time to regenerate. Van Mahotsav is a week-long event celebrated across the country during the month of July. It is a forest festival during which new plants and trees are planted and awareness about respecting forests is raised. The aim of the event is to increase the green cover. You too can plan a Van Mahotsav in your community. During their walks in the forests, Bhumi and Surya notice that there are a lot of leaves on the ground and the soil feels damp. Aji explains, the roots of the plant hold on to the soil and prevent it from being washed away. The leaves that fall from the trees decay and enrich the soil with nutrients. This soil is used by new plants and trees to grow. This is an example of recycling in nature. Let us investigate the soil in more detail. What are the consequences of cutting a large forest area? Make a presentation or do a role play or write a story or a poem that shows What could happen if we continue to cut down trees in our forests? Do you know? From ancient times, India has had a tradition of respecting, protecting, and preserving forests. You have already learned about sacred groves in the chapter Diversity in the Living World. Many efforts have been made by common people to prevent the cutting of trees and thus saving forests. One such effort is the famous Chipko movement. It started in the early 1970s in Uttarakhand, previously part of Uttar Pradesh. Local women actively participated in this movement. They encircled and hugged the trees to protect them from being felled. Section 11.5 Soil, Rocks and Minerals. Bhumi, Surya, and Aji come back home from the forest. Bhumi and Surya help Aji in preparing the soil in the garden for planting some vegetables. Aji asks them to dig the soil gently and loosen the lumps. You have already learnt in the chapter Living Creatures exploring their characteristics that for plants to grow, the space between the soil particles not only provides sufficient air but also space for roots to grow easily. Bhumi and Surya could see small pebbles, the roots of plants, and a few earthworms too in the soil. Do you realize that earthworms are natural agents that help in turning and loosening the soil? While Bhumi, Surya help Aji, let us do our own experiment by performing activity 11.4. Caution. Remember to wash your hands thoroughly after touching soil collected from different places. Sometimes soil that has garbage carries germs that may be harmful to us. Activity 11.4. Let us investigate. 1. Collect samples of soils from different areas around your home and school. 2. Guess what could be there in different soils. 3. Observe carefully each soil sample and note its color. 4. Touch each soil sample and feel its texture. 5. Observe the soil samples with your naked eye. If you have a magnifying lens, look at the soil through it. 6. Record your observations in Table 11.2. Table 11.2 Soil Samples. This table has 4 columns. The first column is the location from which soil sample was collected. Says what I guessed about the soil. Observation of soil with naked eye, including its color and texture. Observation of soil with a magnifying lens. Is there any difference between your guess and what you can actually observe when you look closely? Do you see any difference in the soil samples taken from different places? Do you see differences in what you are able to observe with your naked eye and what you can observe with a magnifying lens? There are many things in the soil, such as sands, insects, and worms. There may be many small organisms that we cannot see with our naked eyes. Plants and animals also become part of the soil as they decompose and decay. The soil samples collected from different places may be of different colors because they may contain different materials. Have you ever wondered how soil is formed? Soil is formed by the disintegration, breaking apart of the rocks by actions of sun, water, and living organisms over a long time, thousands of years. There are different types of soils. Some are good for growing certain types of plants, while some are good for making bricks for buildings. Forests have a variety of soils. Soil is a precious treasure that supports biodiversity. You may have seen rocks in your surroundings. Rocks are used in the construction of houses, buildings, temples, roads, dams, and tabletops. Some rocks, like slate, are used for roofing and laterite can be used as a building material like bricks. Some of the important rocks are granite, sandstone, and marble. Human beings have been using rocks to make tools such as hand axes and arrowheads since thousands of years. What are rocks made up of? Rocks are made up of minerals. Important metals such as aluminum, gold, copper, and iron are extracted from minerals. Minerals are used in the manufacturing of planes, cars, jewelry, cosmetics, and electrical and electronic equipment. For example, the basic mobile phones that we use contain about a dozen minerals like gold, silver, copper, cobalt, etc. Rocks play a vital role in our lives. It takes thousands to millions of years to form rocks. Therefore, it is important to conserve and use them responsibly. Do you know how rocks and minerals are transported from one location to another? Most vehicles that we use for transportation use fossil fuels. Let us explore more about fossil fuels.